2008 presidential campaign was quite a show. On one side, you have a war hero and veteran U.S. Senate in Biden, and on the other hand, you have a freshman U.S. Senate in Barack Obama. Despite Obama fighting history, there are many reasons why he's unlikely victor, and the race of the U.S. presidency was close. But Barack Obama became our 45th president. Sarah Palin, the vice presidential nominee on the Republican ticket that lost Obama, said these words about Obama in Fox's Hannity Thursday, November 19, 2009. As a person, I think he's very charismatic, quite articulate, very, very talented as a politician, and he's been gifted in this area. Barack Obama's great speaking skills helped him secure place as our 45th president of the United States. First, we'll look at Barack Obama's life before he became president. Then we'll recite an excerpt from the inaugural address. Then we'll examine the skills that helped propel Obama into presidency. And finally, we will tell you guys how he inspired us. First, let us look at Barack's life before president. Barack, in many ways, was an ordinary American. He was born in Hawaii on August 4th, 1961, and one of his parents was an immigrant. Obama moved to Chicago after getting through college, working to help build a community that was in need. He earned a law degree and taught constitutional law at the University of Chicago, where he must have acquired a wealth of knowledge in the art of persuasion. Obama ascended to the Illinois Senate, where he fashioned his public speaking skills into a rocket that will launch him into the White House and on the ultimate public platform, the world stage. Now we recite an excerpt from Barack Obama's inaugural address.
I stand here today, humbled by the task before us, grateful for the trust you have bestowed, mindful of the sacrifices borne by our ancestors. I thank President Bush for his service to our nation, as well as the generosity and cooperation he has showed throughout this transition. 44 Americans now have taken a presidential oath. The words have been spoken during the rising tides of prosperity and the still waters of peace. Yet, every so often the oath is taken amidst gathering clouds and raging storms. In these moments, America has carried on not simply because of the skills or visions of those in high office, but because of the people have remained faithful in the ideas of our forebears and true to our founding documents. So it has been, so it must be with this generation of Americans, that we are in the midst of crisis, is now well understood. Our nation is at war against a far-reaching network of violence and hatred. Our economy is badly weakened, and our consequence of greed and irresponsibility on the part of some, but also our collective failure to make hard choices and prepare for the nation for a new age. Homes have been lost, jobs shed, businesses shuttered. Our health care is too costly, our schools fail too many, and each day bringing further evidence that the ways we use energy strengthen our adversaries and threaten our planet. These are the indicators of a crisis, subject to data and statistics. Less measurable but no less profound is the snapping of confidence across our land and the nagging fear that America's decline is inevitability and the next generation must lower its sights. Today I say to you that the challenges we face are real. They are serious and they are many. They will not be met easily or in a short span of time, but know this, America, they will be met.
Next, we will look at some of the public speaking skills that Barack Obama used to propel himself into the presidency. Barack Obama uses a number of public speaking skills that including credibility and identifying with his audience. He uses repetition along with pauses, and he also gives clear examples, and these enhance the quality of his speech. First, at the Philadelphia Constitution Center Barack Obama, he identified with his audience using a personal story. And in this speech, you can see where he started off kind of small by saying, I'm the son of a black man, which is like pretty small. And then he uses, for lack of better words, kind of like a inductive technique to broaden that brush of that connection, finding that connection with his audience. And you can tell at the end, he's talking about how he's connected with different people on the continent, how he's related to a lot of people, different walks of life. Let's listen to an audio clip from his speech at the Philadelphia Constitution Center. Hope it works.
I'm the son of a black man from Kenya and a white woman from Kansas. I was raised with the help of a white grandfather who survived the Depression to serve in Patton's army during World War II, and a white grandmother who worked on a bomber assembly line at Fort Leavenworth while he was overseas. I've gone to some of the best schools in America, and I've lived in one of the world's poorest nations. I am married to a black American who carries within her the blood of slaves and slave owners, an inheritance we pass on to our two precious daughters. I have brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, uncles, and cousins of every race and every hue scattered across 3 continents, and for as long as I live, I will never forget that in no other country on earth is my story even possible. It's a story that hasn't made me the most conventional of candidates, but it is a story that has seared into my genetic makeup the idea that this nation is more than the sum of its parts, that out of many, we are truly one.
Okay, in addition to identifying with his audience, and you can see when he said at the end, he wrapped it up, he used that we, that's that connection, you know, grouping him along with his audience. And in addition to identifying with his audience,